Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and thank you for being here, and thank you for the super thanks. And if you hear that, that is Mr. Pig in the background with Miss Princess Penelope, or Duchess Penelope, as we like to call her here. Yeah, she's on the other side of the room, so if you hear some, it's not me, I promise. Okay, good. Happy New Year's, by the way, you guys. And I don't know if you saw my post, but just wanted to thank you guys for watching and following and commenting. And I'm so pleased with the comments that I get and being able to help people. I love when I get emails about someone who escaped a bad relationship, realizing they don't have to stick around, realizing after a 30-year marriage that they were not in the wrong, that was all a projection. It really keeps me going, to be honest with you, is hearing how, if I can be in any measure of help. So that's awesome. Anyway, so today, Doria. Yes, Doria. Neil Sean did a video today stating that what he saw in the Netflix show of her being vocal and speaking her mind, to me it looked scripted, like she had to remember what she was told to say. To be honest, that's how I feel about it. She is under her daughter's control, and apparently, according to King Charles, that what he saw in that Netflix series is not what he experienced. She really had her lips sealed. She was really playing that tight lip, boy. A lot of worms in her can. That's what I said on his feed, that there was a lot of worms, afraid of taking a misstep. I also feel that Markle, her daughter, also threatened her, probably. Don't screw up, don't. I bet there was a long list of don'ts. I guarantee it, because she has control issues. She's got to be in control. She probably told her to be quiet. Don't say much. Just be quiet and demure and act like you're shy. Play the shy card, basically, I think is what she did, out of fear of screwing up the gig for her daughter, and the fear of probably estrangement. If you screw up, you're next. You're next. I have no doubt about that. I don't even need cards for that, to be honest. I'm pretty certain that the fear of her being dumped was weighing over her head. But I want to find out what Doria was thinking about the situation and the control of her daughter and having to keep her mouth shut. She's not allowed to speak up. Yeah, she has a lot of faults from her past. She was no mother, as we know. We know she had drug addiction. We know she was very, very much a wild child. No motherly instincts in her whatsoever. Basically, pretty much a con artist, has a lot of antisocial traits, and just a lawless type of personality. She'll do what she wants, just like her daughter. And she taught her that. So I'm wondering what she thinks now. You know, now that this is coming out, what is she thinking? What is she thinking that everybody's talking about her, and the fact that she's not the same? You know, what was she thinking when she was around Charles? You know, what's the vibe around the whole situation in general? Just what is the vibe surrounding the wedding, being alone, just playing the shy card? She played the shy card, you guys. And that shyness was not being some classy, demure woman, okay? There was a bigger, darker reason for it. She wasn't just being some classy lady. So this all has to be read upright, because every card has a face, and it's just major arcana. So we have here the World in reverse. Yeah, she didn't want things to come to a very negative conclusion with the World in reverse. Lack of empathy, lack of understanding of the royals also. So she was out of her comfort zone, I would say. Not understanding, feeling completely out of the loop. You see this woman standing outside of it. So she just felt like an outsider too. And she didn't want a negative conclusion. So I think she was afraid, because she knew with the Knight of Swords that Markle would come in with her swift, unstoppable action and stop her, which is a very aggressive position here. She knew, you get out of step, I'm coming in. So Markle was going to attack her if she made a misstep, because of not understanding what she was supposed to do and how she was supposed to behave. So she probably told her, look, you're on the outside here, you better behave. do not get out of line here. And so that's basically what it is. You're not in the loop here. And there's a lot of cloudy days here. There's a lot of gloom and doom. Don't think she was super happy being there. So I think she was just really concerned that she had this dark cloud hanging over her, which was her daughter's words. You know, I can get you, you know, with her very assertive words and solve the problem, which would not be super kind, because the Knight of Swords can be, can kind of be kind of a ruthless energy. It's the shark attack. Coming in, Mark, just with her sharky words, come in and take her down and correct her. Very, very firm correction coming from her daughter. And so she just knew she just didn't want to have everything end badly. This whole full circle just not end well. I think she also realized that things wouldn't end well. You know, that she felt that they had narrow views. The royals have very narrow views, and basically things are kind of incomplete. It's a travel thing. She may not have really liked traveling. Having a difficult time in the journey. It is reaching a complete milestone, but in reverse, it could come to a very quick ending. So she didn't want that correction. She didn't want that to end it for Markle. Feeling kind of incomplete being there, not really feeling a part of it. And just, it's an unfinished business card and a lack of empathy. So she probably realized Markle really has a lack of empathy and would have come in and just gotten her. Really got her good. So she knows her daughter doesn't have empathy, because the world in reverse is a lack of empathy for the world. And so there was no empathy really for the royals while she was there. Challenging position is the Wheel of Fortune with the Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, she knew that Markle was never in love with Harry. She picked up on it, that there's truly no love. He was not her knight in shining armor. Go figure. Are we surprised by that? No. And that she was using him so that she can have good luck, good karma, so that she can have lots of money. The Wheel of Fortune is about getting tons of money and, you know, good destiny and getting rich. And it was her time to get rich, her time to have this positive twist of fate, you know, and just have everything progress forward and have good plans and winning at it. That it was a good destiny. It's my time, but I don't love him. I don't love him. And that's a challenging position. So basically using him. User, user, user. It's a user vibes between the two of those. Let's get to the next position, the focal point. Oh boy. Enmeshment. Yep, there we go. The devil. And that was a focal point. We're going to get him. We're going to get him in our web. Yes, we are low vibe consciousness there. Let's get him and get control over him. Once we get this done and over with, he's ours. Yes, he's ours, and we can turn him into our little puppet. Yeah, we're going to get him by a string there and, you know, get him to do what we want, basically, through materialism. You know, we're going to get some of this money. The devil's all about the riches of life, too, and being surrounded by tons of materialism. So really, they were in it for the money. Totally. The money, the comforts, the lies. Use sex to entrap him. She did. They nicknamed her Any Place, Anywhere Markle, according to Harry's friends. He liked how aggressive she was. So yeah, this is total entanglement here, enmeshment. And we got him. We got him. Let's stay focused on this. That's pretty dark. Past position, past position. Past position. Well, I got quite a few here, and I will read them. Past position that does not serve. Breakup. Getting rid of the ongoing issues with the lovers. Testing of the relationship. Yeah, the lovers is really just testing out the relationship, knowing that it could fall apart. She knew that if she did not do well, because this relationship was on shaky ground, even getting him to agree. He looked pretty uncomfortable standing up there getting married. A lot of people have said this. He just truly did not look like a happy groom. If you really dissect and look at the facial expressions and not look at it from a perspective of someone who doesn't know about body language, you're going to probably not see a lot. You got to know body language and the facial micro expressions. He really did not want to do that. That is a breakup. So the fear of the breakup, not making it down the aisle, it is testing of the relationship. It could easily fall apart with the lovers. And then there's Harry here, Harry the Hermit, you know, getting him in exile. Getting him in exile was the position that they were looking at. We just got to get him, but he can leave you at any time, honey. And so she was really worried that it wouldn't even go down. So I think she was nervous that he would pull back and leave, and it would all get canceled. So that's why she was very nervous that it wouldn't go through. They're very interested in the money and the lifestyle that it could present them. Hidden energy for Doria. And staying silent, playing the shy card. Playing the shy card. Where is it? There it is. Hidden energy. The root of the situation is a Fool in reverse. She knew it was she knew they were going down the wrong path. This isn't right. So there's guilt there. There's a little shame, I would say. She knew darn well this whole thing is going to fall in the water, and they would leave the loyalty of the family because that dog's down in the water too. And things aren't just going to go well. So this is falling off the cliff. She knew it was going to fall apart. That this just was not the right thing to do, because we're doing it for dark reasons here. We're doing it for wealth. We're doing it for money. And she never loved him. She never loved him. And so, yeah, this was all for dark purposes. And it can all fall apart. There was no passion. Passion's going in the water. So she probably didn't even really want to get super connected either, knowing that it was all going to fall apart anyways, that Harry, more than likely, at some point in time, would maybe want to divorce her. She knows that her daughter is prone to divorce also, because she's had 2 previous marriages, 1 annulled and then 1 divorce. Plus, she's been through several relationships, and she goes through the men, and she hunts men. As we know, more and more stories coming out of her hunting potential partners. So her daughter's just not exactly the most faithful individual. And that Harry here would end up saying, I'm testing this relationship, and I've decided I don't like the isolation, and I'm getting a divorce from you, because once they isolated him, he might say, I can't do this, and pull out of it. And they didn't want that. That doesn't serve them. Let's go into the future. Let's go into the future. So yeah, they want to keep them there. The future here, we have here is, it's emotional manipulation about her. She did not carry the baby. So she was faking a pregnancy as far as I'm concerned when they went down the aisle. She was not knocked up. I think it was emotional manipulation, and they manipulated King Charles, and if he knew about it, he would not be happy about it. Inability to love the self and others, King of Cups in reverse. So total manipulation. Manipulation saying, I'm expecting, you got to marry me and make me a proper woman now. Do the right thing, Harry. You know, so I really strongly feel that's why she was invited to Christmas, was because she was pregnant. Kate never was invited because she never faked a pregnancy. You know, Markle faked it and played the black card too. So that was probably 2 things they faked: a fake pregnancy, and then the black card, racist card, was looming over their head. So just trying to really bend over backwards to please her so that she wouldn't call out stuff. So no wonder why Queen Elizabeth wore her funeral pearls and gave her stink eye when she was standing there getting married. A lot went down prior to that to that wedding. So definitely not a nurturing woman. And Doria is not a nurturing woman. Doria did not like being part of the manipulation. She didn't want to birth it. The Empress also is not only in Markle not being pregnant while getting married, lying about it. Also, Doria never was a mother figure because it's the Empress in reverse. The Empress upright is a loving, nurturing female who has abundance, who creates abundance, and a very nurturing energy where she loves her daughter, puts herself out there in the upright position to do for others, really be available for others, you know, putting herself out there, really almost to the point where she doesn't take care of herself as the Empress, but it's in reverse. Doria doesn't live that way, and neither does Markle. Markle's not a nurturing person. She also knew that Markle was incapable and a barren female, and that it was all manipulation. So that's how that basically reads. Yes, a barren female. And it's rumored she actually got, some say she got fixed because she was an escort and, you know, went to Dubai and yachting with making 30 grand a month, or excuse me, a long weekend and all that. So here we go. Allegedly entertainment purposes. We have here the Page of Wands upright. So the Page of Wands is kind of like the wild child. So it was kind of a wild thing to do. And basically they wanted to keep things good news, good vibes. They wanted to keep the good vibes going. They wanted people to say yes, yes, yes to them. And they decided to take that adventure and make sure it was successful. The fruit was not bared just yet. It was very hypothetical. The whole thing could be squandered and ruined if they're not careful. So they wanted to keep the good vibes going and keep the adventure going, keep things in a positive sense so that they can bear the fruit of the entanglement. So she was on edge, making sure that this wild child adventure and idea came to total fruition, because it's not totally, it's not a done deal yet until they had that ceremony. So the outside influences, yeah, afraid that people would speak out and have that clarity of thought with the Page of Swords, and then other people's minds would open up and then they would spy, gossip, say things, put out messages about Markle and Markle's past. So when people could talk, and also all the spies and gossip. So she was very, very concerned that everyone had their eye on her and judging her. So there's that insecurity because maybe they would pick up on what the plan was here. So better to be quiet. I better just play the shy card because they're watching me. She probably felt like everybody was wired up like what her daughter likes to do. Her daughter likes to spy and collect information. So really that's a projection, I would say, because that's what they do. A lot of times what they accuse other people of, it's because that's what they're doing. So I think she really was fearful of this because this is their gig. This is what they do. They like to collect information, spy on people. So she was really afraid that counterintelligence on her, really. Yes, and then reporting back to Queen Elizabeth. Here we go, or the gray men in suits, in essence. Let's get to the hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. We got here, the hope was upright. She wanted everyone to see her as that loving mother. I am just the loving mom, the mom of dreams here. I nurtured that daughter of mine. Yes, I did. So she wanted to come off in the best light possible, not that she was not nurturing. So yeah, she never could get up to that Empress energy. You know, the Queen of Cups is kind of a step down in terms of nurturing energy compared to the Empress, but she was hoping she could at least be seen as somewhat loving, I guess, because she knows darn well she wasn't. So she did have an intuitive feeling that she was feeling like she was being judged. Also, she wanted to become across as though she was sort of this embodiment of love and peace and compassion. So just stay quiet, you know, just act and try and behave like you got this affectionate relationship with your daughter, like you've always were there and there was never any problems, and that she has empathy. I have empathy. No, because we got here the world in reverse. There is no empathy. So she wanted to come across as an empathetic individual. Let's get to the final outcome. Final outcome. Oh boy. Jeez. Final outcome. Final outcome is the King of Pentacles in reverse with the Chariot in reverse with the King of Wands in reverse. So yeah, she just felt like this, the King of Wands in reverse is she wasn't in control. It's male energy. She's she has a lot of masculine energy more than likely because of the way she's lived her life, I would say. Not being in control of the situation. And wanting the spotlight, but didn't want people to see that she's kind of this disloyal individual, and she's basically a coward, and she's got this immature bully energy, and it could easily come to a crash and burn, and there was no inner strength there of the lion, and that it would come to an end of the road. She always knew that this relationship, everything was about removing Harry and then probably crashing him down and taking his money, because we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, the guy who has it all, the king who has it all, and let's take it. Not willing to be relied upon either. She knows that she doesn't rely on men. She doesn't want to rely on men, so I'd say she also doesn't trust men. It's also the card of greed. So they were hoping to get some money and then crash and burn it and come to an end of the road once they feel like they got what they wanted. And just get away with it in essence. And so basically and feeling like if she wasn't playing the shy card, it would fall apart. She was really, really afraid that things would fall apart and they couldn't finish this entanglement here. So she really didn't want that falling apart prior to getting that ring on the finger. Yeah, it's like, can't have that happen. We need to be very careful here. Yes, so that's basically how I see that. And trying to move forward with their goals and winning. It's a battle of the egos card, and fearing that it wouldn't work out in her benefit. So she wanted to keep her ego in check, keep that opposing forces within herself quiet and silence it, because she had some opposing forces going on within her, and she didn't want to show that. There was a lot of conflicts in herself moving forward, and she did want it to be victorious, and she was trying to feel disciplined within herself, but there was a lot of conflicts in her psyche, and she knew that this direction was kind of false. There was a lot of doubts and warped obsession. It's a warped obsession with their goals. This Chariot in reverse is really warped obsession. We've got to get this done. Even though it just felt like a very heavy weight over her, she had to get it done for her daughter. Had to get it done. And she didn't want to irritate Charles also. It can be read that way. If Charles caught on to it, he was holding the purse strings at that time. We want to make sure he keeps the purse strings going. We don't want him to cut the purse strings. So it can be read that way too. And then irritate him as well. We don't want him to lose enthusiasm for us, because that wand would be down. So we need to keep him enthusiastic for us too. And that's just how I read that. So yeah, there's kind of some multiple meanings in this because there's multiple parties here. Yeah, we want to come across as idealistic energy getting married. This has to look like the illusion of you are idealistic for the royal family and for Queen Elizabeth. We don't want to take a misstep here. We want to level up. You need to act like you're spiritual here so that they will love you. You need to show that you're part of the institution, and you're willing to go along with the political, the social, the family conformity within the marriage. You need to conform, and appear to be, though you're the most idealistic person to walk into the royal family, and you are the ideal bride to be in this position. So don't take a misstep. So that is what happened, why she played the shy card. The shy card, unbelievable. So she was playing the shy card. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, like and subscribe. And once again, Happy New Year. Have a great year, and I hope this next year is better than last year. If it was bad last year, I hope this one's better. And if not, we're going to get through it, you guys. Maybe I'll talk about it and how we're going to get through it if things get kind of bad. So I know heat's bad out there. People are having a hard time, so prayers for everybody. So, all right, you guys, till next time, bye.